we are gonna go ahead and change out this ink in my little fountain pen right here before we start this video. Well, I guess as we're doing the video. I'm already out. Wow. I knew I was writing with it and I'm like, oh my god, look, it's out. You probably can't tell. It looks full, but it's not. It's completely empty. Anyway, that kind of sucks. It did come with blue. Like, these fountain pens come with blue and black, but I obviously prefer the black. I wish it just came with extra black, but anyway, I didn't realize, but I do now, that they actually don't last. There's not very much ink in them. I haven't written that much. I mean, I write a lot, but I don't know. That kind of sucks. So just know if you get a fountain pen, the ink isn't going to last super long compared to a regular schmegular pen. Just put that there. Hopefully it doesn't leak the rest of the way out. But I guess I can't complain because I could just have, which I do have over there, a feather pen actually, and I do have the dip ink where you just dip it in and you write that way. That is a pain in the ass. It's fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's fun, but it's a tedious little process. It is. So anyway, we're locked and loaded. We should be good to go. What's up with the locked and loaded? I just did Aries message and it was let them shoot, let them aim, let them fire. And then I'm getting locked and loaded in yours. But yeah, okay. Now we're cooking. We got ink in the chamber. I'm also hearing something about Chamber of Commerce. Anyway, let's get to the message. So the message I was getting for you, Taurus or cross watcher, was actually off of a vision that I had before I started this. And it was a person at what looked like a hiking spot or a lake somewhere. I don't know. There was a geode. It was like a round stone that someone had found in my vision and was trying to break it open, trying to throw it against other rocks, trying to throw it against trees, trying to throw it against the freaking concrete in the parking lot. Like, just tried everything to crack this geode, and little pieces of it would get nicked away, but they could never crack it open. I never saw them crack it open in my vision. It was a quick vision, just whoop, came and gone. So I'm going to use that vision for your entire message today. And what I think it's trying to say is it's like somebody's trying to either get through to you, prove something to you, or actually trying to crack your code, trying to figure you out, maybe trying to crack into something, get into something of yours. Just be mindful of that, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be you in general as a person. Somebody could be just trying to figure you out, or someone's trying to figure somebody out here. It could be you trying to figure someone out. I don't know if it's for not great reasons. It doesn't have to be for anything, you know, nefarious. It could just be, I really want to get inside. I want to get in. Trying different ways, different tactics, different, like, if this one didn't work, we're going to try it this way. And if this one doesn't work, we're going to try it this way. If this doesn't work, we'll try it this way. Adamant. Somebody is definitely adamant about cracking your code. I got code yesterday. I think it was in Aquarius's message, avocado code. Somebody wants to crack your code. Meanwhile, you seem to be preoccupied. I don't know. For some reason, it doesn't seem like you're like, you would be one of those. If you were a code, I'll say it like this because I feel like I'm getting a little caught up here. If you were a code or a password, you would be one of those hard-ass passwords. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't be a kid's birthday. It wouldn't be 1, 2, 3, 4. It wouldn't be A, B, C, D, E. It wouldn't be something easy for you to remember. It would be something you would have to write down or screenshot or put away in something so that you didn't forget it, because it would be the most random thing. It would have no relevance to anything ever because there's no getting in that bitch. you know? If you as a person were a code or a password, man or woman, Taurus or crosswatcher, you would be an impossible one to figure out. I like that. I dig people like that. I fancy that. That's nice. I mean, not everybody needs to get in you. But you know what I mean. Not everybody needs to have access, thank you, access to your gemstones, to your treasure. Whatever the treasure is to you. It could be your body, it could be your mind, it could be your home, it could be your family. Access. You're not giving everyone access. So you could also call this access denied, or maybe you're only denying a particular type of access to you, meaning you could be giving someone a little bit of access to you because the person in my vision had the rock. They had the rock in their hand, but they couldn't get it open. It could be different. It could be somebody who's just dreaming of a geode and cracking it. No, this person actually had it in their hand. So it's like you may allow a little bit of access. Somebody here does. Somebody is allowing a tad bit, just enough for their own comfort. Yeah, I'll allow some access to me, of course. But you're not getting in. This doesn't have to mean your heart, your mind. Guys, it could literally be anything. You could actually just have your shit locked down and loaded. It could be like, let's say you're in a relationship and your person's like, hey, you know, we've been together for a while now. What about me getting that code? And you're like, I'm not giving you the code to my phone. You don't need that shit. And if you don't trust me or you have issues, then we can end it. Or, you know, we've been together for a while now. We've seen each other. What about living together? What about getting married? What about this? What about that? And it's like, no. Of course, this isn't going to be everybody's message. And maybe that's not the specific story, but there's something that you or another have not let someone in on, or you will not let them get that close to you in this area. Maybe it's your children. Maybe it's someone who's like, I won't let you stay the night because of my children or my child. Or I won't, I don't want you to like kiss me in front of my kid or my children, hold my hand or anything. It's just, I'm not, no. There's a type of access that is not being granted, no matter how hard somebody tries. The rock, the geode, hard, definitely. The passcode energy, very difficult. Almost impossible. Can't get in that bitch. Can't figure it out. So if this isn't you and you're like, no, it doesn't resonate, maybe someone that you know, someone around you, or somebody that you know, that you could be thinking of them right now, that pops in your head, that person is a tough code to crack. Like, don't let anybody in. Probably doesn't let anyone, somebody doesn't let anyone close to certain people in their family, or doesn't let them close to their children or a child of theirs. Like, keeps them at arm's length. Like, no. Even if this is a person who isn't saying that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Or you. Even if this isn't something you're, like, letting it be known. It's just an understood thing. Like, no. Like, almost even if you really wanted to, you would. Or if they really wanted to, they would. Or they could. Or you could. But there's a reason it hasn't happened yet. Some of you also, or somebody here, could be avoiding this, avoiding allowing this access, or avoiding something. Maybe even avoiding a person altogether. Avoiding some type of full access. Partial access is granted, but that's all they're gonna get. And you've got somebody like constantly trying to figure this out, trying to figure you out. They really, like, they will not stop. I don't think this is an individual who is going to stop. Like, they want in that stone. And until they get every bit of access to you, or vice versa, it's like this, I don't know, almost like gnawing at them. It's gnawing at somebody here. It is. It's almost like Pandora's box. Even if there's an individual who's acting like something isn't really bothering them, and they've accepted that you won't allow certain things, or you just, it's a no, at least for now, or maybe forever, it's still gnawing at somebody here, vice versa. And a minute ago, did you notice how I stumbled over my words? I didn't want to lose my train of thought because I tend to do that, so I just kept going. But what I was hearing was I almost said vigil. So for some, not for everybody here, there's been either like a death, something that there's something in someone's life that ended, and it's like, I don't want to let you into that aspect of my life, that side of my life. I've closed that chapter, even though it's still very much part of this person, but they don't want to let someone completely in on that. Like maybe it's someone, I don't want you to meet my ex. I don't want you to meet my ex. I don't know. Or maybe there was an actual vigil, like maybe there has been a passing of some type, I don't know. Or just feels like that. Your message is pretty deep, honestly. I feel a bit foggy though, like my mind feels rather like it's trying to grab on to the message, it's trying to completely understand it, but I feel that as soon as I think I get what it's trying to tell me here, it's shut off from my knowing, from my understanding. It's like, It's as if somebody here is uncomfortable with going all the way or opening all the way. They will not do it. They're very hard in some way, or you are. Someone here is very hard. And there is, it's like that song Secret Garden by Bruce Springsteen. Secret Garden. I have definitely picked up on this song before, but it's been a while, and I do want to read some of the lyrics because I think it's relevant here, and maybe it'll help me kind of get this message across easier. But Secret Garden, Bruce Springsteen lyrics. It feels thick in here, like the air feels thick, it feels heavy. I feel uncomfortable again. I've been feeling that in a few messages throughout the past couple of weeks. Like just, I don't know, it's like something, this subject makes me uncomfortable is what I hear somebody saying, like, or thinking. The idea of this, the idea of allowing access for you on this aspect, it makes me very uncomfortable. Like, there's a secret garden inside of somebody, a man or a woman here, you or another. And very few know about this place. You may know that it exists, or if this is them, they may know that it exists in you. They can tell. Maybe you've spoken of it, but getting in there is the issue. She'll let you in her house if you come knocking late at night. She'll let you in her mouth if the words you say are right. If you pay the price, she'll let you deep inside. But there's a secret garden she hides. She'll let you in her car to go driving around. She'll let you into the parts of herself that'll bring you down. She'll let you in her heart if you've got a hammer and a vice. But into her secret garden, don't think twice. She'll lead you down a path. There'll be tenderness in the air. She'll let you come just far enough so you know she's really there. She'll look at you and smile, and her eyes will say she's got a secret garden where everything you want, where everything you need will always stay 1,000,000 miles away. This is all, ooh, I got chills, and almost like my heart chakra just got this like jolt in it. This is also an individual who's been hurt so many times, and they probably should have waited before. If this is anybody in a relationship, they should have waited. That's just my opinion. And the reason is, or they should continue to wait and just see somebody kind of, organically, or see, date, court each other, and not get too serious too fast, because this is someone who's been extremely, if this is you, someone has been extremely disappointed. I'm not going to say damaged, but disappointed by life, and I mean to the point where it almost killed them. Nobody guards themselves like this much, unless they're afraid that if they were to expose the rest of themselves to this earth, it would be to their detriment. I know from experience. I know this kind of soul. I relate to it, to her, to him. I'll let you know that it's there. I don't care how close we get. I'm never letting anyone in here. Not into this part of me. This is something very sacred. This is something very secret. This is something that means more to me than I care to explain. And it's best if you just leave it alone and stop trying. Be okay with the parts of me that you receive. I'm willing to give. But if you must have this part of me, and you feel as if you're not getting all of me because you can't have this access to my secret garden, then you might want to look elsewhere. And don't fight me for it. I have a right to protect what I want to protect, just as you have a right to protect what you want to protect. And I don't have to answer questions why. This is a very mature individual, man or woman, who knows and understands at this point in their life that just because you love someone, just because you get the feels, just because you go down that road again, doesn't mean that you have to grant access, an all access pass, a backstage pass. No. And if someone isn't okay with that, they have a right to not be okay with that, but they should also be with someone who will give them all access. That would be fair to themselves. But do they want to let you go? Or do they keep trying? Do they think the longer that they stay that maybe, just maybe, you'll open this part of you to them? Do they think that maybe, just maybe, the longer that they prove themselves and prove, nobody should have to do that. Maybe this is an individual who feels that they need to prove themselves, even if they don't realize they're doing that subconsciously. You're still not going to let them in. If this is reversed, same thing. Neither person is wrong here. I just think that one person is hoping that there will be an unlocked door when all is said and done. A key granted. I won't tell anyone, I promise. You can let me in there. And it's like, you will not get in there. No matter how you try. No matter how hard you love me. And if you can't be okay with that, I am not your person. Where everything you want and everything you need will always stay 1,000,000 miles away. This is a familiar story to me. This is like when either you tell an individual or they have told you in the past, you're everything I've ever wanted. You're my soulmate, you're my twin, you're my whatever, or vice versa, right? I want all of you. I need all of you. You're my everything. I want no one else for the rest of my life. And it's like, this is all I can give you. This to me is my all. Minus this one little portion of me. Why do you have to get in this portion? Like, what is it about that you have to have? And then the other person may say, because I've been on the receiving and giving end of this, well then, do you really even love me all the way? If you can't let me in on this side of you, you can't trust me with this secret of yours, you can't trust me to know this aspect of you, to meet these people, to meet this person that you keep almost tucked away and hidden, to know this side of you, have you really given your whole self to me? And it's like, yes, I have. Well then what about that portion of you? That's also a portion of you. I need you to stop talking about that portion of me. And if you can't stop talking about that portion of me, this won't go no further. To me, this is just my opinion. I feel like it's actually a little bit, I get it though. Trust me, I get it. As I've said, I've been on the receiving and giving end of that. And I totally get it. I get both people, but I actually get the person with the secret garden more, because I think it's a little disrespectful for the other person, if they do genuinely love someone, to keep on about it. I feel like they should move forward if it's something that they must have when they've already been told no, because no means no. And here's the thing, it'd be no different than if you were with somebody who had like a specific government job or something. It's the only thing I can think of. Or let's say somebody went to jury duty. and it was like a top case or a trial, and they had to be gone for a while. They cannot talk about that fucking case. They're sworn. So what are you going to do? Because you're married to them, say, well, you can tell me. No. Do I want to go to prison? Now, yes, it's different, but you guys get where I'm going with that? It's different. Like, when you tell somebody, no, that's what you mean. There's a side of me that I will not go back on. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. There's a side of me that I will not share, or that I will not open you to. I'm sorry. Again, I'm not sorry. There's a part of me that I will not. And if you insist, if you continue, if you egg it on, this is going to present to be more of a problem than it already is right now. And it's like, but you had me at hello, and it's like, are you sure you're not just infatuated with me? Because this is me. This is the me that I am now. And you need to learn to love me where I'm at, just as I love you where you're at. And if this is where you're at, which I totally understand that, right? I'm coming from an I place now. I totally understand that. So if you do need and want more, I think that you should find someone else other than me. Because it's not fair to you. You're being unfair to yourself when you know that you need and want more, and I can't give you any more. This is the me who I am now. And then you may find people who will bring up things such as compromise. Well, we can compromise. There's things that I've been through. Then I'll let you into my life, and these, I'll let you in. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's a no. No. If you haven't seen I know I'm talking about the song Secret Garden, but if you guys haven't seen the movie actual Secret Garden, my hair is so long I like sit on it. I'm literally sitting on my freaking hair and it gets stuck and like chokes me almost. This is my favorite Secret Garden movie. Hold on. Secret. I think it's 1993. Yes. It's Secret Garden 1993. This is my favorite version. You can watch the other versions, but this is the most, in my opinion, the most touching version of this movie. And I'll try to remember to link it in the comments. Let me take a note of this real quick. All of a sudden my throat is like not wanting me to talk. So yeah, it's definitely Secret. I implore you guys to watch this movie if you haven't already, or if this isn't you and you're the one beckoning that the doors of the garden of your lover open, or someone open. Maybe you should watch this movie because it's really profound. And there's a lot of messages in that movie that they really hit deep. The very end of the movie, I cry every time, and I've seen it so many times since I was a kid. But it leaves me in tears because it's touching. I will say this, there are people in that garden. There are people that you let, I'm going to say as if it's you because I keep getting confused, but again, this could be another person. There are people in that garden who do have access. That's probably what's actually driving the other person crazy, or the one on the outside who wants access to the garden is probably a lover or a potential lover. Whatever you're keeping in there, there are people that you do give access to that. They're locked in that garden. I think that the person on the outside feels like an outsider and they want in, but again, it will not happen. I'm telling you right now, there's no different ending to this message. It's not going to happen. I will tell you what's in that garden. I know. And I don't blame you for protecting it. In the movie, the garden is almost forgotten for a while. Life goes on within it and without it. Inside of the garden, there's still life, although when you first get in there, it seems like everything's dead. But the little boy who walks her through the garden in the movie, he shows her name's Mary. He says, "Miss Mary, it's not dead." And he takes his little pocket knife out and he cuts into what looks like a twig, and there's life inside of it. It's still green. And there's birds and there's deer and there's a lot of life in that garden. But it seems to have been forgotten. It hasn't been kept up for a long time. It's been kind of put to the side. So inside of this garden, covered by this fence and this locked door with a hidden key somewhere, there's life going on, but kind of forgotten. And then on the outside of the fence, there's the world around and life going on out there. So again, when they get into this garden, they start taking care of it again. And this is their happy place. This is where this person is the happiest. So in this garden is your child or your children, if you have them. I see why you don't let just anybody in there. And also, love is in this garden aside from the child or children. If it's not your own child or children, it could be your inner child that you protect. Or it could be nieces, nephews, children in general. Could just have a very deep love for children because they're innocent. But a lot of you, I think it's your own child or children. Or this is reversed, this is them, right? There could also be, like I said, there's love that exists also in there. This would be like a type of romantic love, different from the love we have for our child or children or animals. It almost makes me wonder if someone here, not everybody, is still in love with either their first love or still in love with one of the parents of their children, or the parent of their children, or the parent of their child if there's only one, or was, and will always have a heart for this person because of the deep memories and although maybe there will never be another again between the two, another start over or do over again between the two, you may still protect this person because there is still love. And I want to reiterate, if this is not you, this is another person. This is what's in the garden. I'm telling you now. So your answer is still no. I'll tell you what's in my garden. And you aren't getting in there. In the movie, the dad is very shut off. He's been through a lot of hurt and a lot of pain. And until he's able to reconnect with that side of him, he can't relax. He's kind of rigid. So this could be he or she, right? This could be someone who is like the new lover, even if they've been with somebody a while and they're really wanting this person to, like, you know, let them in the deepest parts of them. And it's like, even if I would, let's just say I would hypothetically, because I ain't doing it. But even if I did, somebody is not going to want to hear this. I'm telling you right now. I still could not love you the way that I loved before. I still could not love you the way that I love my child or my children. They are first before anything. Even if this isn't how it seemed in my life. Even if I've been neglectful at times, or shut off, or bitter, or worried so much about work. I do love. And I don't just give that to anyone. Wow. I really hope that I translated this message well, but I am gonna go now. I think we're about to get some really fucking bad weather because you can probably hear that shit. The tree is like freaking going crazy. So I'm gonna watch and see if maybe Ryan Hall, y'all, is covering the weather, or maybe Max Velocity. They're on YouTube, guys. If you ever have bad weather in the States, you should check in on these guys because they're amazing. They're like way faster than the news channel. But I'm gonna do that because this is getting bad and I'm going off my gut here. But all right, guys, thank you so much for being here with me, and I get you. You protect your garden. You have a right to let who you want in there and keep out who you don't want in there. And I understand loving your child or your children or children in general, or protecting the inner child in you. I understand that. And you have every right. Don't let anyone try to convince you. Doesn't mean they're a bad person. I understand they want to, vice versa. But at some point you may just have to let them go so they can get what they're needing and looking for in someone else. It's almost like an animal that mates for life. It's possible here. Now, some of you are going to be like, absolutely not. This is not my case. If it's not, then it's just that you love your children, your child, or your inner child this much. You're that protective. But some of you, either you, if you're the one with the secret garden, or another with the secret garden, is still in love with their first love. Even if it's painful to admit. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.